All right, well, I wanted to talk today about how Feng Shui can actually help your health. So we're kind of going along with the health theme here today. So a lot of people think that Feng Shui is mostly about rearranging the furniture or putting some object in a corner. And I am here to tell you that that is not real classical Feng Shui. So what I do when I have a client is I am assessing the living energy of the space, and to really help match my clients' goals with their environment in their home. Since qi is a natural phenomena, it's really rarely about interior design or putting of man-made objects. So I'm looking at the natural environment of the place. Part of that assessment really comes and starts with my client's energy map themselves. So each person is born with what's called a destiny chart, and it's the first moment when they take their first breath. So I'm looking at their birth date and even the hour that they were born. So this, then when I'm looking at their birth date, I can first of all give them what is called a Minghua number, and that determines kind of like their best directions. So there's best directions for success, and there's definitely one for health. And what I can advise my clients is that based on their Minghua number, they have a particular direction that's good for their health when they're sleeping and when they're eating. So if, say, they were perhaps a number 1 Minghua, that would relate to water element and in the north, and their best direction for health would be the east. So they would align their bed so that the head of the bed would be pointing towards the east, or if they were sitting down to eat, they would be facing east. And this would be most important, say, especially if they were facing a health challenge. You would really want to give yourself support. But it's a good thing to remember just as you're going through, because a lot of people don't know when they're going to be coming up to a challenging time. So that's number 1. As well, I am also looking at the kind of a forecasting type of situation with their 4 pillars. So what I did was I handed out this little chart here. First of all, we have 2 representations of cycles of energy and time. And the first one is the 5 elements, and you can see one kind of feeds into the next. It also, there's a reverse where it kind of works against that. And there's arrows that go across, and those are controlling, one controls the other. So really, basically, I'm just kind of showing you that there is kind of cycles of time, just as when you go through your life and you say, gee, you know, I feel kind of better at a certain time of day, or I have more energy, you know, yesterday than I did today. So just recognizing that you do have kind of ups and downs, and there are natural cycles to the earth. And then you have another representation of time and energy, and these are represented by the zodiacal signs, which really are just archetypal representations of energy. So for instance, we're in a tiger year, and the opposite of that is the monkey. So a tiger is kind of strategic thinking, and a monkey is kind of like going a lot of energy everywhere. So those are just kinds of, you know, kind of examples. So today's 4 pillars chart, we're in a metal tiger year. The month is a dragon month. It's a metal dragon month. Today is an earth monkey day, and the hour, this 2-hour period of time, is fire dragon. So what does this all mean? Well, when I'm looking at my client, I'm saying, well, what is their energy level, or what is their potential for in this particular year, month, or day? And you might think, oh, a metal tiger. Perhaps a metal tiger person is really going to be having a great year this year. It's their year. Maybe so, maybe not. It also depends on what else is in their chart. For instance, tiger is represented by wood energy, and metal cuts wood. So there are some real potential problems there. And then today we have an Earth Monkey Day, and that is in direct opposition to the tiger energy. So there might a metal tiger person, or even more a wood or water tiger person, might have a kind of a challenging time on a monkey day. So I'm looking at those at the person's 4 pillars chart and the time of the the particular day in the year to really help my clients. And so how does that really kind of work into the health? Well, if I see that they're coming up on a challenging period of time, then I will say, well, you really want to kind of pay attention and do some self-care. Maybe you want to go get a checkup from Jamie, with an acupuncture treatment, or get your spine adjusted. Maybe you want to pay attention that we're right now in springtime, which is all about liver releasing and making sure that your diet is supporting that kind of work. I can also advise my clients on what kind of essential oils would be good for them to diffuse in their home to really build their health. So these are all kinds of things that I'm looking at to help my clients. My specialty is date selection, so if somebody is really coming up on a kind of an acute situation, I can tell them, well, if you have to have surgery, it's kind of important that the surgeon doesn't cut in the wrong place. So I would give them a day that wouldn't conflict with their birth chart to give them the best possible outcome of that surgery. So if you know of anyone who would like to, really bring out the potential in their life and really get the best energy from this year, I would appreciate a referral to me. That would be great. And just to let you know that for anyone here, I provide your Mingwa numbers for free. Your best directions for free. So I'm very happy to provide that to everyone here. So if you have a goal in mind when you're working with a Feng Shui professional, that is the best, because really I'm working with helping people to solve their problems and reach their goals. So does anybody have any questions? Okay. Okay, Vera.
I don't see for some. I know it's about date, but what does it mean, like the water in the Feng Shui?
Water has so many different meanings. It can be kind of like dream time. It kind of represents the night time of energy. It can also relate to wisdom. So water feeds into the wood. The wood is the kind of the energy that moves out and is kind of moving through the day. So does that kind of answer that for you? Okay.
What is the Feng Shui of this room?
Well, it's first of all, I just want to say that this room per se is a little bit squashed. We kind of have a long, narrow thing, but I think really what we're talking about is the energy of what we bring to it, and at least like 70% of the Feng Shui of a space has to do with what is outside the building. So you want to be able to direct the energy, the good energy, to come into a building and to circulate, so you have kind of constriction and expansion, so that it makes the qi to move throughout the cycle. And you also want to have space in the middle of the room, because that's called the Tai Chi, and you want that free. That also relates to health. So if you have rooms in your home, you want the center of the room to be fairly open.
And I'm sorry, just very quickly, so is there also an arrangement, do you deal with the arrangement of people within the room? In other words, I think of like the leaders down there,
yes.
And I think of last week when we had the leaders here, and does that have an impact on the energy of that's circulating in the room based upon who is the power people in the room?
You can get kind of the macro to the micro, certainly, and I think that for me, I just feel that it's easier to speak to people. It's kind of like equidistant. So just for me, that feels kind of good, rather than speaking down there to the whole group. So yeah.
That's an interesting concept. For me, I'm even